Hello everybody, welcome back to your favorite YouTube channel. I am your host, number one, Playboy Cardi fan. Today, I really wanted to talk about my favorite album of all time, Like Clockwork by Queens of the Stone Age. Released in 2013, Like Clockwork is a journey of raw emotion, intricate melodies, and some of the most powerful lyrics ever written by Josh Homme and the band. Being the band's sixth studio album, the process of making it would prove to be anything but easy. A 6-year gap between records consisted of Josh Homme doing a wide range of different projects while the band was on hiatus. Most notably, his contributions to the supergroup Them Crooked Vultures, as well as producing the Arctic Monkeys' third studio album, Humbug. In the fall of 2010, Homme was hospitalized for 2 weeks and bedridden for months due to a botched knee surgery that left the frontman depressed and at some of the lowest points in his life. He would even later say in an interview with The Guardian that his heart had actually stopped working during the surgery, and after being revived, he had said that he felt as though a part of him died on that operating table. Lost and out of love with music, the turbulent process of creating Like Clockwork would prove to be their best album yet, redefining the band's signature desert rock style while also feeling like a complete rebranded version of the band. The most diverse and experimental album yet, which is very impressive when you consider the previous albums of Lullabies to Paralyze, Era Vulgaris, and Songs for the Deaf just a few years before this one. Homme would end up self-producing the entire album, filled with complete reinvention of the band in mind, and lots of contributions from legendary artists like Trent Reznor, Elton John, Dave Grohl, and Alex Turner, just to name a few. All these factors would prove to be really challenging for the band during production. Their original drummer, Joey Castillo, was replaced by Dave Grohl pretty early on into production, as well as there being a lot of tension between bandmates and drama that would delay creative processes. It would even become a running joke within the band that whenever something would go wrong or not quite the way they wanted to, they would go, "Oh, like clockwork," as like a sick, twisted sense of humor of trying to make sense of everything that was going on. In a way, it was that humor that was the exact preservation that the band needed to succeed. So today, let us explore why Like Clockwork changed my life forever, with the first track, Keep Your Eyes Peeled. What's really interesting about this song is it immediately starts with the breaking of glass. And if you go deep into the meaning behind that, it's a release of evil spirits and a sign of good luck. This is a really dark and gloomy song that really knows how to put you on edge. It's almost like it wants you to feel paranoid, like a feeling that somebody is watching from behind you. The whole sense of that title really working well of keeping your eyes peeled and being aware of your surroundings, almost in a paranoid sense of way. There's also a lot of Alice in Wonderland references sprinkled onto this song. It becomes a very common theme of whether using coping mechanisms in an unhealthy or a healthy way. The same themes that are found in Alice in Wonderland. The misery and suffering people go through in life can rise to the thought that existence is hell itself. People often find ways to escape and ignore their pain, and daydreaming through escapism allows for the creation of fictitious scenarios that we can implant ourselves in, where the thoughts that may remind us of our suffering are absent. The protagonist of this song uses this escapism all throughout his waking hours until night falls, where they can continue to escape through sleep. Not only is there a lot of parallels to what this main protagonist of this song is experiencing to Josh Homme's own personal life and struggles during this time, but I even find a deep resonance through it even with myself. And this theme continues to follow me throughout the entire album. Like this! And Then we go into track 2 of the album, I Sat by the Ocean. I really love the dynamic of this song compared to Keep Your Eyes Peeled. It literally gives you a whiplash of emotion when it goes from that dark, gloomy sense of dread song to this happy, almost hopeful sounding theme. And when you go deeper into the lyrics, they may not be as happy as the song itself actually sounds, as the whole song is dealing with falling out of love and alcoholism. And it has probably one of my favorite lines in the entire album with, "Lies are a funny thing. They slip through your fingertips because it never happened to you." Again, following that theme that is heavily present on Keep Your Eyes Peeled and bringing it into this song as well. And I think we have to talk about it. Josh Homme's vocal performance. I think this is by far some of his best work, and it's really incredible how amazing of a vocal performer he is. He legitimately sounds like an amazing mix of Jim Morrison from The Doors and David Bowie, and really brings it together in such a psychedelic mood that just always works so damn well in Queen's music.
Lies are a funny thing. They slip through your fingertips because it never happened to you.
Vampire and Time and Memory is the next track on this album, and does a really great job of continuing that whiplash of emotion, going from this dream-like state compared to what was present on I Sat by the Ocean. This is the first of a few songs on the album where Trent Reznor has a significant say on the production. When you first experience a tragedy, people in your life tend to act like it's all fine once the glaring problem subsides. Once an illness passes, an addiction is overcome, people relax and try to move on as though they can continue from where you were in life before the problem started. The reality is things leave scars, and the worst part for the suffering individual is often in the aftermath. As priorities shift, life begs for a huge changes to be made. Again, just really deep, powerful messaging behind these songs that I can really resonate with. If I Had a Tale from a thematical standpoint might be the most carefree, actual happiest song on the album. It doesn't really go too deep into its messaging and follows the theme that the rest of the album does per se, but that does not take away from the song whatsoever. This is in fact Josh Homme, the lead favorite song on the album, and it's for good reason. It has by far some of the most fun instrumentation present on the album. He really goes deep into his David Bowie impersonation bag on this one. And it has a great line, "The land of the free, lobotomy," which, depending on how you interpret that, could mean that Josh Homme is a based red pillar. There's a lot of animalistic references throughout the entire song as what he would do if he were just an animal, which again could go back into that theme of escapism. And of course, I guess we have to talk about it. Alex Turner has a pretty impactful presence on this song, as he did do the guitar solo, and he has a nice vocal solo at the end of the track. Now, I have a lot of gripe with the Arctic Monkeys and Alex Turner specific. This was before the whole shitty version of Alex Turner came around, so I'm willing to look past that and enjoy the song for what it is, and I do actually really enjoy his part. The next track on the album is My God Is a Sun, and damn, does this song hit heavy. That guitar riff is absolutely addicting to listening to. And this track has probably the most interesting thematic choices, really choosing to opt for a complete theme that is heavily present throughout the entire song, more than I think any other song on the album. It ties into really religious themes as well as Greek culture, as the chorus seems to have a heavy relation to the dichotomy of Apollo and Dionysus. Dionysus. I don't know how to pronounce that. Which is pretty cool, because if you know a little bit about Greek culture, you would know that Apollo is the Greek god of the sun. Pretty sick. As the song is called, My God is the Sun. You get it. Now, I know you didn't come here for a half-baked Greek culture lecture, but hear me out. In the book A Birth of Tragedy, philosopher Frederick, I can't pronounce that last name, in his first published work, established the opposition and compatibility of the two Olympian gods, Apollo and Dionysus. In short, what he found was the Athenian tragedies, the most perfect were the ones that had the right amount of Dionysian aspects and Apollonian aspects. They're very different sides of the coin. While Apollonian ideology is more of authoritarian, rationality, individuality. Dionysian is more about group experience, intoxication, excessiveness, and irrationality. Josh Homme has acknowledged, since his near-death experience, that he has shifted his view from more of, at first, a Dionysus point of view to more of a Apollonian point of view, focusing less on pleasure, heart, and impulsiveness, and going more for a relative calm, mindfulness, dedication, and a creation of art sort of mindset, as he's really had such a significant different perspective of life after his near-death experience. And it's almost like he's found a new worship of life through Apollo, the god of the sun. The next track on this album is called Kopsia. If you didn't know what that meant, like I didn't, Kopsia is the delusion of things being more beautiful than they actually are. A phrase that Alex Turner has said to Homme, that he is quoted, didn't know what the fuck that meant. Which makes sense, because of course it was fucking Alex Turner who said it. But I really do like this song because it just does such a great job of continuing the thematic elements present throughout the album. And it has such a cool line that works so well with the definition of the word Kopsia. Rose-tinted eyes color my sorrows a shade of white. This is just imagery that I think does such a good job of just really expanding this song in a way that took me a long time to appreciate. And it took me a while to figure this out, but that sound effect present throughout most of the song is actually an oxygen tank. Homme found himself needing an oxygen tank while recovering from the surgery. And the chorus brings a really fascinating dialogue, thinking that this is not necessarily a way to be. And it goes back and forth while the verses are trying to ignore what the chorus has to say. But that chorus comes back even stronger. And it has probably one of the most powerful lines in the entire album, with fates favor the ones who help themselves. A phrase I've been holding myself to very dearly since really understanding the meaning behind this song.
Fates favor the ones who help themselves.
Next track on the album is Fair Weather Friends, a song that took me a very long time to appreciate, but is quickly becoming one of my favorite Queen songs ever. It's got some killer piano work from the legend Elton John, as well as two kick-ass guitar solos sprinkled in there. How did I not like this song immediately? But I think I know why I felt such a deep connection to this song most recently. Because the whole song is about losing friends. As Fair Weather Friends is, when you're doing bad, you're gonna realize who your real circle is. If you're not doing well mentally, people will drop you. And guess what? Those aren't your real friends. And it's got such a sick line. Gossips, frauds, and snakes. They're just our best fair weather friends. Smooth Sailing was easily the first track that I fell in love with the quickest. It's just such a kick-ass freaking track and just a giant fuck you to life. Again, I think this song does the best job of really tackling the theme of Hami's near-death experience, showing that he's going to continue to live life to its absolute fullest, and he's not going to let that near-death experience haunt him. It's got the most killer, sleaziest guitar solos I've ever heard from this band. A band that's already known for their sleazy guitar work. It's an incredible song to listen to live. It was genuinely probably the second biggest highlight when I saw them live this past summer. It sounds the most experimental and futuristic to the Queen's old sound. It literally sounds like everything they've made before and bringing it to the future with them. It's just so killer. And that brings us to the second to last track of the album, I Appear Missing. This song is a genuine masterpiece. It is not only my favorite Queens of the Stone Age song, this is by far my favorite song of all time, and I don't think it'll ever be topped. It just has such a deep personal connection with me that I know I can always go back to this song no matter what I'm feeling, and I know it'll make me feel better. I have never gotten to experience this song live, but with the countless YouTube videos of it being out, I can't recommend it enough that you should listen to this song live, because it is just that incredible of a performance that it doesn't even matter that you're not there in the moment. You can feel the emotion and power that this song is emulating, even through your tiny iPhone screen when watching it on YouTube. Again, different side of the coin to what was present on Smooth Sailing. While Smooth Sailing is a fuck you to life, I'm gonna keep going. I Appear Missing is that other side where I really need to appreciate life because I almost lost it. And it has the most beautiful, genuine, heartfelt line I've ever heard in a song, ever. With my toes on the edge, such a lovely view. And that, when this song is going into its climax, it's just absolutely beautiful, this emotion it is evoking out of it. I can't recommend this song enough. If you have a really nice pair of headphones, please just listen to this song. And that brings us to the final song on the album, the title track, Like Clockwork. This is a genuine perfect closer to the album. It really does a great job of wrapping up the whole theme of the album. It just works as a beautiful piano ballad. It grapples with the idea that people will do as they please, and you have no power to say otherwise. It's just a great way to end the album. It works just so well.
Cleverly disguised.
Really hope you enjoyed this video. I really hope it gave you a reason to check out this album, because it's just that good. And I hope you agreed with my takes. Please like, please subscribe, comment, only nice comments. I delete the mean ones. And see you next video.